Welcome to Wobbly Cogs Workshop. I'm Graham and it's time for another update. Sorry I've been away for so long. Work has just been incredibly busy and I haven't really had much time to get in the shop. Anyway, so what I have been able to get done in the shop is a little bit of carving. I've been trying to teach myself carving this year, but yeah, it's not going very well. So I'll show you what I've done later. It's, I fitted another window and I brought down some drawers from the workshop upstairs and a piece of bench top, which is really good because that means now almost all my tools are down in this new workshop. The new bit of bench means I've got somewhere to put my mitre saw, which is great because the mitre saw stand, while it's a good stand, it uses up a huge amount of space underneath the mitre saw that you can't really store anything in. The new bit of bench also means I've got somewhere for my tool mech, so I can sharpen tools more easily. So the first thing I did was sharpen my wood turning tools and have a crack at wood turning again. I probably haven't turned for about 4 years now, but it's surprising how quickly the muscle memory comes back, and I was able to produce some stuff that I'm actually fairly pleased with. I've also set up my electrical bench. It was the bench that was always covered in stuff in earlier videos, but now it's pretty much clear. I don't really have a lot to do on it just yet, but I've got a few projects that I'd like to show you, some videos for the future and things. So without further ado, I'll give you a quick tour. And here I've fitted the biggest radiator known to man. It's a triple panel, so it should be enough to keep this room warm. I've also repaired the wall here, and I'm in the process of repairing the window. So there you can see the lathe again, and a big pile of wood shavings, prove I've been doing something. So all my tools now are out there, they're all sharpened. So I've tidied up over here a bit as well. You can see the dishwasher's now pushed up out of the way. But here's the biggest change. I've now got this bench and two sets of drawers and one small cupboard. That's from the front of the bench to the wall is 800mm or thereabouts, which, yeah, it's a really deep bench. It's a bit irritating, but the mitre saw needs that much space. I don't really feel like I'm losing much from the workshop, so I'm happy to live with that for now. You can see I've also got my sharpening station set up over here, tool mech. This bench is temporarily full of stuff, but yeah, so that's really good, and being close to the sink, it means I can just get water for it easily and I can wash things off. Yeah, really useful. And being by the window as well. Oh yes, an extra window. Yeah, but as we're approaching autumn, of course, I've added an extra window, but I haven't got all that much more light. And over here, you can see the electrical bench. It's now all nice and clear. Of course, you can see what I've done is dumped it all on my workbench, but that's temporary. I've been meaning to learn a little bit of electronics for a while now. I started taking the MIT electronics course. Well, I've tried to take that a few times. It's a pretty tough course, that one. But yeah, that never went so well. I just never seem to be able to devote enough time to it. But that doesn't mean I haven't got some projects. My first electrical project is probably to learn how to use this little oscilloscope. Now, you buy these on eBay, I think they're like 12, 15 quid or something like that. And it comes as a kit of parts and you put it together. Or in my case, bodge it together, and then you have yourself a little oscilloscope. So I put this together over a weekend. Some of my soldering leaves a bit to be desired, but it seems to work if I just power it on. I'm running it off my bench power supply at the minute, but you can see, give it 9 volts and off it goes. So another project I've got is this. It's a little blood oxygen monitor. If we turn it on, you can see the screen has gone really, really dim. Now, if I remember rightly, this is a little OLED screen, and I suspect air has got into it and has caused it to fail. So I'm going to see if I can fit a new screen to it or do something in order to make that better. There is a data output, so I'm not going to break it. It's not this. This isn't one of those devices where it's already knackered, so you can't make it worse. This is still useful, so I don't want to destroy it. There's another project for me. I took this out of a projector, and as you can see here it says dangerous, 25 kilovolts. So I'm not going to be powering this up, but there's certainly a whole load of components on here I want, some nice big power components and some caps and stuff, and in here I'm guessing there's a little transformer or something. I don't know, I think this might be a transformer, could be an inductor. This I'm guessing is a transformer. So, there's certainly some interesting components in there. I've got this, which my parents bought me a couple of years ago when I said I was interested in electronics, and the idea is you turn it on and it walks around, and it's supposed to follow the light, but it never quite worked properly. It's actually doing better than it's probably ever done before. So anyway, I want to find out how that works. I'm going to take this apart. As you can see, I've already cut the cable off because I plugged this in just now to try and power my oscilloscope, and it caught fire. So I want to find out why it's caught fire. So we've got this, as you can see, LED driver. It's 100 watts. I'm going to try and hide all of this inside the projector. And I've already stuck it in and sort of bodged the cover closed and all the rest of it, and the projector works and I get a picture out with this going flat out. So I've also got this project which I've been meaning to do for ages and ages, 2 or 3 years at least. And what this is going to be is something called the rebobinizer. So the wife's sewing machine, it takes an internal cartridge of thread, and most cotton reels won't fit in it, unfortunately. Certainly the ones that she likes. She likes this cotton called Gutermann or something like that, and they're slightly too tall. So what I want to do is take it off the Gutermann reel and put it onto a reel that does fit in her machine. So what I'm planning on doing is using a couple of steppers with the cotton reels attached, you know, or maybe just one, to wind the thread from one reel to another. And that's all going to be under the control of an Arduino. I know it's complete overkill to use an Arduino and all the rest of it to drive the steppers, and I could probably do with a resistor and just a 12 volt DC motor. The point here is a learning exercise to figure out how to program Arduinos and add bells and whistles that I probably don't need. I got this little power supply with my Arduino and it's complete rubbish. It blew up pretty much as soon as I plugged it in. You can see on this component here, I think it is, a little hole in it. So yeah, just blew up. Rubbish, absolute rubbish. But it costs like 15p, so what do I care? So over here we've got a washing machine motor. I took our old washing machine apart a couple of months ago. I did film it, but it made a rubbish film, so all I've got is the motor now. One day I plan on building a circuit to run that. Apparently they're pretty difficult to get running, so that should be a good challenge. Got a wind-up lamp here that the battery failed a long time ago, so I'll take that apart and put a new battery in. And this one is going to be my favourite project. This is the kids' piano, toy piano. Now, if you look, it switches on, but we have no sound. Weird, because everything seems to work apart from the sound. Now, as you can see, it's I've already had it apart because I wanted to just see if the speaker wires are broken. The speaker seems to be fine. The wires running to the speaker seem to be fine. I think the little amplifier, sound synthesizer, something like that, one of the chips on board is broken. So I think it's terminal. Now what I am going to do though is try and see if I can attach the keys at least to an Arduino. Because I've seen inside it's got some ribbon cables that run from the keys, and it looks like I might be able to you know, roll my own internals, put my own brain in there. So yeah, that should be a really fun little project, and I should be able to learn an awful lot about electronics and about programming Arduinos. I don't know if I've said I'm a programmer by trade, so the programming side of these things is probably going to be quite easy for me. What I don't understand is the electronics. So as I said, I've been doing some carving. I thought I went a bit freeform here and thought I'd try a little bit of weaving, which is, yeah, I think it worked out quite well. I wasn't sure how well that would work, but yeah, it's quite a nice effect. It took a long time to do though. You know, cutting down for these in particular was slow. A little bit of thumbnailing. So again, that worked pretty well. I was trying to do a bit of linen fold here, but I screwed up. I made that much too small. On this side, just yeah, did a leaf. That was a bit rubbish. So I did a little bit of a spiral effect here. You see this sort of thing on the arms of chairs at the end where you hold onto it and you put your thumb on that. So I thought I'd see if I could do that. A bit more thumbnailing, a bit of practice drawing lines, yeah, some squiggles and a few circles and stuff. So this is the best thing I've done so far. I saw this, I took a photo of this carved in stone somewhere we went for a day out, and I thought I'd come back and give it a go. It's supposed to be 4 ivy leaves, there's like a ring joining them together here, but I think I've made it too small. I haven't got any tools that can get down in here and carve that out, so I think what I'm going to end up doing is just carving this whole section out and just having the leaves with no stalks. I think it will look alright. But the idea is that the leaves overlaying, I think I'm getting the effect a bit there. So yeah, that's taken a while to get to though. I had to lower all of the background, and that took time to get in all these spaces here. I haven't got tools that are really small enough to get in here. You can see it's all mangled in there because basically I'm having to go in with a skewer or something and just slice it and then try and pull out the fibres, which yeah, could do better. So there you go, there's some of the projects I've got lined up. Please let me know in the comments below which ones you'd like to see, which ones you won't. I think some of the electronics projects could be quite good fun. Certainly if you're new to electronics like me, you know, we can maybe learn together or something. Let me know if you'd like to see any of the carving I'm doing. I'm not filming any of it at the minute because I'm just too slow. But if you're interested, I'll keep you updated on my progress. Anyway, till next time, bye.